Alrighty, so this is the US General, I guess it's the Series 2 tool cart. Let me turn this light off here just in case that's causing any kind of interference. Alrighty, so, well, this will be a tool cart walkthrough. This is the lid. I don't really have much up here. A lot of people like to put different rails up here and put like ratchets or wrenches up here. I just hang the magnetic trays. I find them super handy, so that's just kind of where I went with it. In the top, nothing super crazy. Just got the sockets and wrenches. Did sneak a few pry bars in, and breaker bars, some screwdrivers, some flashlights, and these guys. Little magnetic tool, one of them. That one's actually kind of fancy. It's got a light on it, and then that's like the little grabber. Keep those in here because, you know, if you drop something, there you go. Here's the other magnetic guy. We have the metric, Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh, 1/2-inch swivels. Same thing in 3/8, all metric. Ended up getting these fun sockets. These are the Husky brand. I'm not sure exactly what the name of these ones are, but I actually had to use these to take off a couple of seat bolt. I guess the nuts that were on the seat bolt. Here's an extra set of Allens, and then here's all my impacts. I mean, you kind of see which ones I use the most. This is an actual 10, but when you set it here in its actual slot, that gets in the way. So it hits and it doesn't let it close all the way. So I usually keep it right there. These right here are the 1/2-inch metric Pittsburghs. These are, I think they're Pro Tools. These are from, I think it was O'Reilly's. I got the 1/2-inch shorts from Harbor Freight. I got the 3/8 deeps from Harbor Freight, and the 3/8 shallows from Harbor Freight. My shallow 1/2-inch is all Craftsman. This is one of the original sets I had as a kid. I've only broken, I think, one of them. It was not a 1/2-inch one. I think it was a 3/8, which I already had replaced. They're not bad. I don't use them a ton. I prefer 3/8, so I generally use 3/8 for most things that I do. These are the Craftsman. These are the spark plug sockets. I keep those in here because I use them quite a bit. The shallows, I do have one black socket which started to rust almost immediately. Was not super happy with that, but oh well. The 1/4-inch stuff that I never use. I inherited a 1/4-inch breaker bar. I never use it. I pretty much went away with the Craftsman ratchets, and I kind of went all Pittsburgh. And I have a gear wrench in here. So I have the gear wrench, 120 XP. Flex head that I love and use a lot. This one was kind of like my introduction to Pittsburgh ratchets. I wanted the composite head for working on the Harley. I don't want to ding up any chrome, so I went and got all composite heads. And then I ended up finding that this handle was useful for a lot of things, but it was too short for quite a bit of things. So I ended up going with the longer 3/8, the longer 1/2-inch, and then I just got the little short guy in the 1/4-inch because you don't really need much torque with 1/4-inch. Plus, I never really use them, so it is what it is. Craftsman 3/8 breaker bar. that I've used one time. And then there's the Big Daddy breaker bar, the Pittsburgh breaker bar. I highly recommend this breaker bar. There is another review out there. I think it's from like Real Tool Reviews. He put it up against all the big name brands, and they did very well. The pry bars that I have are the Tecton pry bars. There's a part number there. I love these pry bars. They've come in handy doing suspension work and other things. I'm just a do-it-yourself guy. I save quite a bit of money by doing everything myself, so that's kind of why I have a little bit of a, I guess, a larger tool selection for a homeowner. I was going to be an automotive mechanic, but I went a different route. Your generic Craftsman screwdrivers, they've never failed, so I haven't replaced them. I guess we'll get into the drawers now. In here, I have the Milwaukee stuff. I love it. These are great. I usually pick up everything kind of used already. I plan on getting the boots for both of these so I don't damage them too bad. Love that thing already. I use this on everything, not including automotive. I use it pretty much all over the place. This thing right here, I bought to work on my suspension. I redid the leaf springs and the shocks on my truck. They were factory. My truck is 12 years old. This handled all of the bolts on the frame, the hitch, you name it, it handled it. You didn't even have to use a torch to heat them up or penetrating oil. This thing's an absolute tank. It's awesome. Plus, my son loves playing with it, so that's always a nice bonus. He likes to squeeze the trigger. But again, love those. Those are great. I highly recommend them. Well worth the money. In this drawer, I have all my extensions, picks, pencils, my fluke, and just some random odds and ends. In this drawer, I haven't really filled anything up yet. I plan on switching some stuff around. This is a little guard that's going to go all along the top here. That's going to be one of my first modifications, is to put a guard all around the top, so that way the metal's not like banging and rattling on each other. So we'll just do that. It seems to work out great. I had a buddy that did that. I don't mind these release tabs. I don't mind that at all. I prefer it. I kind of like it. It is tricky to get used to, but I am getting there. This is some of my wrenches. These are my ratcheting wrenches. Craftsman in metric, Craftsman in standard, and then I had to get bigger ones for some suspension work, so I just went and got 19, 20, and 21. I'm kind of picky. I like having a whole set. This Craftsman one stopped at 18. I was kind of annoyed at that. Didn't know why I had to go grab the 19. However, in the standard, you have a 3/4 inch, which is the same thing. So I get it. Just still annoying to not have every single one consistently. This is the Pittsburgh 22-piece wrench set. This is like a random set that I got that has been phenomenal. I have the standard Craftsman ones that come in, the giant 3-drawer set, the black toolbox with the red, the drawers. Those are fine. These ones just are all here in a nice tight package, so I have these ones here. That's about it there for that drawer. Eventually, this is going to get a little bit reorganized, and I'll be able to fit more stuff in here because there's a lot of wasted space. But for the most part, this is most of the things that I'm going to need to work on a vehicle in the driveway. So that's kind of my idea. Here's the pliers drawer. Again, a lot of empty space in here. I threw away a bunch of pliers because I had duplicates. I might consolidate this drawer and see what I can do. But I do like these organizers. I like these ones the best. They fit both ways. You can put the heads in or the grips in. They work fantastic. They don't slide around, and they keep everything super organized. And I really like that. It helps me keep pace and make the projects go by really quick. I also added the tray. I think that's kind of a necessity. You have to add the tray. Oh, there's the other toolbox. This is the one that I had previously. That's the other toolbox. I had that one previously. It's in the process of being reorganized right now because half the tools went to this one. Down below, I have more socket organizers. I have a Milwaukee drill set. This is the drill driver and impact. This is the Craftsman 30-piece bit socket wrench set. You must have the hex and Torx when working on cars and Harleys. That's huge. The Pittsburgh impact socket set. This was just a generic one. It was like, I think it was like $30, somewhere right around there from Harbor Freight. It's been fantastic. I keep this in here because this has all the standard sizes. This is just an Ace Hardware LED work light. It actually sucks, but I got it on a pretty good deal, so it works for what I need it to right now. Up here, I actually don't have any standards. It is all metric. I don't use I don't use standards that much, just metric. So my standard stuff is all in that toolbox over there. On the side, I have your usual suspects, the brake clean. Gotta have that, and I have extras, starting fluid, carb cleaner, glass cleaner, PB blaster for any kind of rusted bolts, white lithium grease for lubing up most things, and of course you got to have the standby of WD-40. All right, well that's pretty much it. I guess the only other thing that I can really talk about is the things that I like and dislike about it. One of the things that I do like about it is the sliding tray. I like having this workspace. I also like that the lid closes and it's level and the handle doesn't stick up higher than the workspace. That is handy. One of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this in a clear bed liner to make sure that it doesn't scrape or scratch or dent or rust or just get damaged. I like it the way it is, so we'll keep it that way. Another thing again I'm going to do is put a gasket around here to stop it from banging on each other in transport. I'm going to replace those casters with swivel casters. I've already purchased them. I've already added them to the cart, but they were there's inconsistencies with them. So the cart started to rock back and forth. Like one of them was shorter than the other, so I have to buy washers to space them out because I'm not going back to Harbor Freight. It's 20 minutes away. I got an Ace down the road that I can just fix it with. I think that's pretty much about it. I might cover the worktop on the top side with something to make it so there's nothing that'll scratch it and damage it. And then I might do a trick where I modify these so that way I can open the drawers while the lid is closed, but still keep it pretty much stock if I want it to. That's pretty much the only upgrades I'm going to do. I really like this toolbox. I really enjoy it. I guess one of the things that I would change is the height or depth of this top tray. The height or depth of this top tray is not ideal. You cannot take your large breaker bar and you cannot take it and put it all the way in and expect to close the lid because this is so tall. The Matco ones do allow you to do that, but again, you're paying a lot of money for that. So it is what it is. It just fits in here real nicely. And, you're good to go for pretty much most things you need. I'm trying to think of anything else that I don't like about it. I guess the holes could be bigger on these sides. So if you look at it, the holes actually don't fit. Let's see if I can show you here. That light is actually really nice. It is super bright. And it has a couple of different modes. It's magnetic on the bottom, magnetic on the back, and it has a little hanger. I like this magnet. It is fantastic. The only other complaint that I would have is these holes. They're barely big enough to fit this 3/8, but I can't fit, I mean, that's massive. That's not going to happen. This 3/8, I don't even think it fits. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's snug. I can't fit this 3/8. That's a massive hole. And then this, the breaker bar, again, still can't even fit it there. And I can't even fit it this way. So there's a few things that I don't like about it. Again, not a giant deal. I found ways to use that space to still work for me. But I guess all in all, it's a good cart. I highly recommend it. I think that it is a very good value still for the, they have increased it, I think, to $239. I did not pay that. I looked for a coupon and still think it's a good value. And I would definitely pick one up if you get a chance.